Did someone say another tier list? You're welcome. I would say, along with my ranking Doctor Who companions video tier list ranking I did, I think this may also be one of the most important tier list rankings we do on this channel, and that is villains of Doctor Who. That is right, today we are ranking Doctor Who villains monsters. Now, you guys loved my companions video so much. It's like, what else can I do? In the same vein, we're going to do, that's right, the actual villain. I will be completely honest with you guys, the villains that are in this tier list are from the 9th and 10th Doctor. I'll probably do another video doing the rest of the villains. I'll say, you guys do really love these tier ranking videos I do, so I think I'm doing something right here. I think I'm doing something right here. I just have correct opinions, I guess. I don't know. So I thought we'll stick with what we know, or what we're probably most passionate about. So the villains I have in this tier list are from the 9th and 10th Doctor, those seasons. So let me explain the tiers to you guys. So top tier of this list is going to be childhood trauma. Now, like a lot of people, I started watching Doctor Who when it came out. I will say this, I've never seen the original Doctor Who from the 60s. I've never watched the original seasons of Doctor Who because, I don't know if anybody else has found this, but they are very difficult to find. And this is my theory, is I think that Doctor Who traumatized me so much that that's why I've always been able to watch horror movies. I started watching horror movies at a very young age. That is my theory. I'm like, well, this is nothing on fucking Weeping Angels. The second tier I have is completely innocent of all charges. Now, in this tier, there are some monsters or villains in the Doctor Who universe that I love, and we will get there because they're in this tier list, that I love, and they've done nothing wrong in my opinion. And in my opinion, they've done nothing wrong. They are completely innocent. I'm going to say it, some of them are adorable. Some of them are quite adorable, and we will get there. And I think there's one that are popping into people's minds immediately when I say that, but we will get to that tier. And then moving on to the next tier. Now, the middle tier, I have just simply put rightfully earned the title. Like, you weren't the most traumatic thing, you weren't the most terrifying or traumatic villain in the entire season, but you are a villain. You're a great villain. Do you know what I mean? Like, but they are a great villain, a great monster. The luck is effective, how they act is effective, do you know what I mean? The next tier I have, I don't really know what to call this one, but I just put, and he's there. They were a monster and a villain, were they very, like, they didn't really have an effect on me, is how I'm going to take this tier. I don't really know what to call it, guys, bear with me. Yeah, like, yeah, they were a villain, didn't really have an impact on me. Personally, probably could have skipped the episode. I don't know yet. We'll see how we feel once we get into the list. And then the bottom tier I have is don't give up the day job, where it's like, yeah, maybe being a villain isn't for you. Maybe you should be an accountant. I don't know. So that is my tier list for this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I'm not particularly sure if I remember all the names, so that's also going to be a fun game to play, is if I remember the names. So the first ever villain we have is the mannequins. I don't exactly know what they're called, I'm so sorry. Is the mannequins in the first ever episode where we meet Rose as she works in the department store and the mannequins come alive. Immediately I want to put the mannequins in and he's there. I don't think there's really much you can say about the first ever episode of the show. They're just like, meh. They're just mannequins from the department store that start walking around, like from British Home Stores. They start walking around. There's not really much you can say about these guys, I feel like. The next villain we have on this list is the one, the only, the diva, Cassandra, the last human. Now, here's the thing, I wasn't traumatised by Cassandra, but let's all be honest, Cassandra is maybe one of the best villains in this show. What's your favourite Doctor Who quote? You're just a bitchy trampoline is personally my favourite. I think Cassandra rightfully earned the title because she does attempt to, well, she does successfully kill a few people. And then there's also that episode where they go to New Earth and Cassandra's in the basement with her like pet human, and they like she goes into Rose that entire episode. The next one, oh, I always thought this was like, this wasn't my favourite ever episode of Doctor Who. It's the episode where they're in Victorian England and the dead come back alive. I don't know what they're called, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put it in Don't Give Up the Day Job. Gonna be honest, it's a pretty meh episode, I think. Now, the next villains we have on this list are the one, the only, the Slovene from Rax Califalvatorius. Yeah, bitch, I didn't look that up. Oh, now here's the thing. I love the Slovene. Like, I said this in one of my past videos. I don't know which one it is. It was maybe, I don't know, it might have been in my Sarah Jane video I did. But there are villains in Doctor Who that I am shocked haven't been in more episodes. For example, the Daleks and the Cybermen are always in a Doctor Who season. Always. Apart from Shooties. But there are some villains in Doctor Who that are really loved, but we haven't seen in years, which I've always thought is strange. If my memory serves me correctly, I don't think any Doctor has seen the Slovene since David Tennant. I may be wrong about that. By the way, I would just like to clarify, because I did get comments on my video where I was ranking companions of Doctor Who. I have seen every season of Doctor Who, but I've only ever seen after Matt's series, whatever you want to call it, after Matt's time as the Doctor, I've only watched those seasons once. Like, I have seen them, I've only ever seen them once. It's just the fact that it's nostalgia. I think that's what it is. It really is. But when it comes to rewatchability, in my opinion, when it comes to rewatchability, I will rewatch 9 and 10 all the time. And then sometimes, once I've like got over the trauma of watching David Tennant die on the screen, I'll then rewatch Matt's. That's the thing, because I think the Slovene are terrifying. When we first introduced the Slovene, they are terrifying. When it is revealed what they really look like / how they disguise themselves, terrifying. The design of them, incredible. How they walk is incredible. How they talk is great. The fact that they blink like this, I don't know, there's a word for it, I forget what it is. Because they are terrifying, but there is a part of me, I am like, there is a part of me that's like, they are quite adorable. I don't know. Like, they are terrifying, especially the first reveal, but there's something about them. There's something quite adorable about the Slovene. Does anyone get what I mean by this? I think they're really adorable. That's the thing, I don't think they completely... I'm going to put them in with Cassandra with rightfully earned the title, because I don't think they're completely traumatising. I can see why to some people they're traumatising. But they are 100%, they're an effective villain. The next villain we have on this list is, obviously, we have the Dalek from the episode Dalek, where Rose touches it and it comes to life. Now, immediately, I have never found the Daleks terrifying. They are 100% effective. Like, I personally Do I personally find, it's the same with like horror movies and like certain horror movie villains, do I personally find this absolutely terrifying? No, but I can see how it's an effective villain. Like, it's effective. I can tell the difference between an effective villain slash monster and one that's not. And 100% the Daleks are 100% the Daleks are effective. They are 100%, they are frightening when they need to be. So no, I'm not gonna fully put them. I'm not gonna put them in top tier. Sue me, because they also show up every 30 seconds. Like, there was a time in Doctor Who where if something was going on and the Doctor was like, who could that be? You don't have to guess, you knew it was a Dalek. Like, you knew it was the Daleks doing something to him. I will say that I think the Daleks and the Cybermen are overused. So I kind of understand why Shooty's Doctor didn't meet them, because they are overused a bit, I will say, about the Daleks and the Cybermen, but especially the Daleks. I'm also going to put them in rightfully earned the title. You know, they are rightfully where they should be. They rightfully earned the title of villains, monsters. Now, the next villain on this list is... oh, what's he called? It's the Satellite 5 episode, and it's... Simon Pegg is in it. Simon Pegg's in it, and he points at the ceiling, and he goes, this is my boss. This is the boss. What's his name? The mighty... wait, it's here. Wait, the mighty... what does he say? The mighty Jagrafess. Jagrafess or Jagrafest? Is there a T at the end? Who knows? Hot take about this episode. I thought Simon Pegg was scarier than the Jagrafess. Because listen, Jagrafess was just a fat blob attached to the ceiling. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Listen, I know he like ate like the spy. You know, he didn't eat, did he? I don't know what he did. You know, it's like, what are you gonna do? You're a blob attached to the ceiling. What are you gonna do? I'm just gonna put him in, and he's there. Ooh, and then we have this episode. What are you called? They're like the time vortex. I don't know what you gargoyles. I don't think that's what they're called. It's the episode where... spoilers. It's the episode where Rose saves her dad, and they're in a time loop all of a sudden, and they appear. And they're like time gargoyles. But I'm gonna put them in Don't Give Up the Day Job. What I will say, for the early 2000s, for a show in the early 2000s, the makeup department, the prosthesis on this show goes nuts. Like, the villain designs, how the villains look. The prosthesis on this show is incredible. You can never say that. You can never argue with that statement. Like, how these monsters looked in the early 2000s, so incredible. However, also to that, this was a show in the early 2000s. So early 2000s, like, CGI isn't the best. And that villain, I don't know what they're called. I'm going to call them the Gargoyles. I know that's not what they're called, but... yeah, I will just say, when it comes to CGI in this show, it's very iffy, especially in the early 2000s. I've said it in past videos, I am a huge stickler for, when it comes to horror movies, you can't do CGI. When it comes to horror movie villains, especially, when it comes to horror movies, villains, monsters, you cannot use CGI. It doesn't work. It's not effective. No. No. I'm a huge stickler for practical effects and prosthesis. I think that is the only way to do these types of movies or TV, and Doctor Who is a great example of this. Like, this is, like, these are people in these costumes. Like, it's not CGI bullshit. I will never, like, believe people when they say they like how CGI villains look. They prefer CGI over prosthesis and practical effects. I will never believe it. But anyway, I've got to have a rant now. Ooh, we are getting on to this. this episode, I believe this episode is titled The Empty Child. And this, traumatizing. This episode, traumatizing. Now, this is the episode where they land in World War II. It's also the episode where we meet Captain Jack Harkness. Like, the actual villain in this episode is nanotechnology, because it's an ambulance. It's a space ambulance, and they have nanotechnology to fix people. And a bomb dropped on a kid, and yeah, it just, oh. I can't even talk about this episode, it makes me sweat. Oh my god. But the villain, let's honest, the villain in this episode is a child that is walking around with a World War II gas mask on its face. I remember watching this fucking episode for the first time, and I didn't think I could go to sleep that night. I think a lot of people think this episode was also traumatizing, but I think a majority of people, because of this episode, think the traumatizing part of this episode is the scene when a doctor, not the doctor, a doctor is tending to the patient, and he is also sick, and right in front of our eyes he transforms into a gas mask. There's a gas mask sitting on his face. Like, it's so, like, and I know that is everyone's, like, when people talk about this episode, I think that is the scene that people talk about is the traumatizing part of this episode. Not for me. I was like, don't get me wrong, horrified. I was horrified watching that, don't get me wrong. But to me, the traumatizing part of this episode is the scene when the doctor and the teenage girl are in one of the terraced houses, and she's like trying to get the scraps or whatever, and they're in the house and someone knocks the door, and the kid, knocks the door. For me, the terrifying part of this fucking villain was a kid walks around, and when he's near somebody, he goes, "Mummy, are you my mummy?" Chills. Chills down my spine. Chills down my spine. I'm not joking. And the kid, it's that scene where the kid is knocking the door and going, "Mummy, are you my mummy?" And then puts his hand through the letterbox. Ooh. Oh my god. I don't know why. Fucking terrifying. I think it's also, I think if the kid was just walking around, I wouldn't have had much to say. It's the fact that the kid keeps on going, "Mummy, are you my mummy?" And I think what made this even more terrifying to me is the fact that, listen, I'm Welsh. We don't say mum or mummy. We say mam. We say it with an A. So at this point, and again, I was a child watching this show for the first time. So I had never been around people that say mum or mummy. I think it's so strange. So, like, I think that's also, like, what terrified me. I thought it was so strange. So I think that's also a contributing factor. And then, I'm not kidding, this episode had such a lasting experience on me that to this day, if I hear an English child in public going, "Mummy," I go, I'm like side-eyeing the kid. I don't trust the child. Yeah, I don't trust you or your English child. I don't. Yeah, I'm like, kids possessed. Kids possessed, babe. 110% childhood trauma. Okay. Absolutely not. I can't. I could talk about that episode for so long. It's fucking terrifying to me. And then we have it's the episode where the doctor has just regenerated into David Tennant. I believe it's a Christmas Day episode. And, you know, he's unconscious, and they all, including Harriet Jones, Slidell North, they all get taken onto the ship of the aliens, and he is not speaking English. They don't understand him, because, you know, Doctor's incapacitated. The TARDIS isn't working. And it works as a translator, so they're using something else to translate. And then Rose goes, "You're speaking English. I can understand you. You're speaking English. That's English." I don't know why, it's how she says it. It's how she pronounces it. I don't know why, it's really stuck with me. The Sycorax. I think rightfully earned the title, did die like a little bitch though. The next one is the New Earth episode. I believe, yeah, is that what it's called? New Earth? New Earth. Or is it New York? No. New Earth, yeah. Is it? No. New York. Is that what it is? I think the episode is titled New Earth and they visit New York. Or I might be mixing episodes there, but anyway, it's where they go to the hospital because the face of Bo wants to see the doctor, and they find out that the cat nurse has been naughty and they've grown every disease in the world. These villains are cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're cool to look at. They are definitely villains in this episode, don't get me wrong. But I think they're such a cool character design. Like, the fact that they're fucking cats is quite funny. I think it's great. They look sick. So yeah, I'm gonna put them in the rightfully earned the title, especially in that episode, because they do some bad things. And then the next villain we have, I don't think it has a name. It's the werewolf. Again, CGI. Up until like we see what the wolf looks like, it's very effective. I'm gonna be honest, but especially with like the human form, and he sat in the cage with his black eyes. Ooh, the villain itself is a CGI wolf, so I'm going to put the wolf in, and he's there, like. Okay, the next villain we have on this list, it's I believe the episode's called School Reunion. And it's the Sarah Jane Smith crossover episode where they go to Luke's school. Is it Luke's school? No, it's not. It's a different school. No, it's not the actual school they go to, my bad. And the head teacher is now a giant bat. What are they called? Krillatine. It is a great episode because we get Canine, we get Sarah Jane Adventures. I keep on saying like her last name's Adventures. I need to stop doing that. Again, they are CGI, so I'm just gonna put, and he's there. Now, we have another great episode. I believe these people don't have names. These villains don't have names. I may be wrong. It's the what's her name? I got this, wait. And it's great episode. It's what's her name? The Girl in the Fireplace is the name of the episode, I believe. Is it the name of the episode? I don't know. What's her name? Madame du Pompadour. Great episode. Those things are fucking terrifying. It's the scene. Oh, and I believe it's the first time we see what they look like as well, and it's the scene when the doctor's with like child Madame du Pompadour in her bedroom, and he's like, your fireplace, I think he says something like, your fireplace clock is broken, and she says, yeah, and he goes, so what's that ticking noise? Oh, and he tells her to be quiet, and he looks under the bed, and all he sees are 2 feet of somebody stood on the other side of the bed. Such a good scene. Oh, such a good villain, because they are, listen, don't get me wrong, when they take off the wig, when he like shows the coat, when the doctor like shows the coat what they really look like, because they think it's a real people, because they're in, you know, the regalia of the time, when they're like just droids, like, fuck me, you could knock that thing over, I don't care, but when they've got, you know, when they're in drag, you know, when they got the drag on, terrifying. I think it's something about the mask and the fact that you can't see the eyes, because they obviously don't have eyes. But oh my god, they were traumatizing. I don't care what anyone says. Oof. Great episode. That's a great episode of Doctor Who as well. We have, I will go to say, one of my favourite villains in Doctor Who, and that is the Cybermen. Love them. I do love the Cybermen, and I have a question for you guys. What is your opinion about the fact that they've changed the design of the Cybermen over the years? Because I understand, like, the argument now is it's evolution. Like, I think that's why, literally in the episode is what they say when they change the design of it in later on seasons. I think the best design of the Cybermen were... What is the title? The Rise of the Cybermen. It's the episode where we meet the Cyberman for the first time. Because to me, that is the Cyberman. Like, that design is the Cyberman. I'm not really fond of the fact that they've changed the design of them. It's weird because, however, the Daleks, I'm not mad about if they evolve what the Daleks look like, because there's the one episode of Doctor Who when it's Matt Smith's Doctor, and I can't remember what the episode is, but they like come out and they look like the fucking Power Rangers. They're all different colours. Like, one's red, one's yellow, one's blue. I thought that was quite sick. I liked when we had like the fucking Power Rangers Daleks, sue me. Ooh, it's weird because I want to put it in childhood trauma, because especially Rise of the Cybermen, that scene when, you know, everyone's under the mind control and they're going to the factories and they're showing how, like, especially when they talk about how a Cyberman is made, traumatizing. I think the Cybermen are great villains, so I'm going to put them at the end of childhood trauma because I think they are great villains. I think they're great villains, and especially when we get introduced to them, / how they talk about how a Cyberman is made, and the fact that they can just, you know, these are people. Yeah, and then we have, what's his name? The man who made them. I forget his name. Every time I see this man's face, I go, that's Marty Crouch. Marty Crouch, which is funny because he's Marty Crouch and David Tennant plays Marty Crouch Jr. I forget his name. Let me check. Loomis. Oh, look at that. I didn't even type anything. Loomis? Mr. Loomis. Dr. Loomis. Yeah. He, I'm going to put him rightfully in the title because, damn, son. Next villain we have is, what's her name? She has a name. Is it like Miss Mabel or something? It's the woman in the TV. Everyone looked like the trickster without the mouth. When she was done with them, yeah, that was horrific, but she, like, irritated me. I was like, she's in a TV, we can defeat her, guys, it's not hard. So, I'm gonna be honest, she annoyed me. I just want to put her in Don't Give Up the Day Job. Now we come to one of my favourite characters out of Doctor Who. And I don't care what anybody says, I have always thought these were very adorable, and in this episode especially, they are seen as like the villain, but they're not, they're just being mind controlled. And the later on episodes with Catherine Tate, when they go to the factory where they are, and it's the Ood. I love the Ood. I'm going to say this right now, I am an Ood defender until the day I die. I love the Ood. They're like little puppies. Do you know what I mean? Even in this episode, is it like the devil's... What's this episode called? Like the devil's ass crack or something? I don't know. The Satan Pit. Is that what's called? The Satan Pit. Is that the name of the episode? I'm guessing the episode names. That was quite funny. But in this episode, I always thought they were adorable, even though they are, you know, villains in this technically. It's also like I may be imagining this, I don't know if I'm right with this, but there's like a certain theme that would play with the Ood. It's like vocals, completely innocent of all charges. They are adorable, I don't care what anyone says. I mean, this guy is technically a villain, same episode, it's the guy with the hieroglyphics tattoos all over him. I'm gonna put him in Don't Give Up the Day Job. We also have Satan. Well, the devil, depending on who you think is in the pit. Here's my opinion about this episode. I think it's a great episode. The design of the devil, or Satan, whatever you want to call it, the beast, sorry, is that what he's referred to as? The beast, is kind of cool. It's just the fact that it's not the best CGI. So next one we have, I believe the title of the episode is Love and Monsters, and it's the Absorbaloff. I remember that one, trust me. Terrifying. The Absorbaloff himself, terrifying. Incredible design of the fact that, like, when he eats people, you can see them in his skin. Ooh. The episode itself, I think it's pretty much regarded as one of the worst episodes. The Doctor doesn't show up until the last 5 minutes of the fucking thing. And, you know, the main guy, his girlfriend's now a concrete slab. Okay. I'm going to put him in, and he's there. And then immediately afterwards, you have the 2012. You have the, like, Olympic episode. No way was this 2012. Can't be. Or was it, like, the Commonwealth? I can't remember. I don't know. It's the... Is it the Olympics? It can't be the fucking Olympics. No way was it 2012. The Olympic episode. Am I... Olympic episode. Fear Her. It was 2006. Right. Oh, right. Obviously it's time travel. I was like, there's no fucking way this episode came out in 2012. I forgot it was fucking time travel in the show. Fear Her is the name of the episode. And it's a girl in her bedroom and she draws things. They disappear. And it's the 2012 Olympic Games and she draws the Olympic torch. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. Don't give up the day job, my love. This next one. What's she called? My opinion, one of the best episodes of Doctor Who, and it's the Runaway Bride episode, and it is the... What is she called? The Anthrax? No. Anthrax? No. What's she called? The Anthrax? No. The giant red spider woman. What is she called? Anthrax. She's not called Anthrax. Why am I saying Anthrax all the time? The mighty... She's not Jagrafess. What is she called? Oh, fuck. It's gone. I gotta look it up. Rachnos! Oh, fuck. Leave me alone. It's early in the morning. Thanks. Yeah, she's the giant red spider woman from the Runaway Bride. This was terrifying. I still remember... In my opinion, the Runaway Bride's one of the best episodes of Doctor Who. I remember sat in the living room watching this with my mother for the first time on Christmas. I remember my mother just going, what the fuck, when that thing gets revealed, what she looks like. It's the episode when we meet Martha for the first time as a companion. And we also meet the Jadoon. I fucking love the Jadoon. I'm gonna put them in completely. I love the Jadoon. Number one, I think they're funny. They are quite scary to look at. The character design is great. And then we also have the villain, the actual villain from that episode, and it's the old woman with the straw that drinks blood. I don't know what her name is. I don't care. She's there. I gotta put her in Don't Give Up the Day Job. I don't find her that terrifying. It's the episode where they're in the traffic jam, in the freeway, the highway, and it's very cloudy. And there are giant crabs at the bottom that kill cars if they go low. Again, these are also CGI, Don't Give Up the Day Job. Another great episode of TV coming up, ladies and gents. It's the... If I'm right, the name of this episode is the Shakespeare Code. Oh my god, what a guess. If I'm right about that, what a guess. This episode, great fucking episode. The Shakespeare episode. Woo. We have the witches. 3 witches. Carrionites. Oh, that fucking... I just plucked that up. I just plucked that out. Oh my god. Carrionites. The 3 witches. Love. A great episode. I believe this is the episode where they go to 1930s New York. The Empire State Building is being built and the Daleks are behind it all, but they're also kidnapping people to do experiments on. I might be mixing episodes. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, we have this episode, the birth of the human Dalek. And that's how he says it. Can I say this? At the time, fucking nuts. At the time, mental. Horrifying to set your eyes upon. But effective, because this is an ugly little bastard. The next episode we have is the Lazaro. Is that his name? Lazaro experiment? Lazarus. The Lazarus experiment. Now, creepy episode, however, the thing is CGI and it is... It is some of the worst CGI you've ever set your eyes upon. Ooh, the less said about that, the better. We're gonna put him in the ball. And it's when the doctor has to pretend to be human because they're hiding from a ship that was chasing them. And we have the family of blood, the blood family. The family of blood, yeah, rightfully earned the title. We're going to put them right there because they were fucking weird, especially the main guy. You know, the young one, he was acting his ass off in this episode, I can tell you that for free. Oof. Creepy, horrifying, but then also, to add to that is, it's technically not the family of blood, but it's like, it's their minions, and it's the Scarecrow. Oh. I'm putting the Scarecrow in childhood trauma, but the actual family I'll put in rightfully earned. Next one we have, again, I think this is the episode where people say what is the best episode of all time of Doctor Who. Everyone's going to answer blink, and it is The Weeping Angels. Without a shadow of a doubt, this shit is childhood trauma. Are you joking? Are you fucking kidding me? Oof. There's not much you can say about The Weeping Angels. Oof. Now, the next villain are the same people, and it's the Master. So we have the old Master and we have the new Master, who becomes, you know, the Prime Minister. The old Master, and he's there. I'm really gonna put him there because I was like, okay. I'm gonna put the young Master, I forget what his name is, when he's the Prime Minister. I'm gonna put him in rightfully earned the title because he was an evil, conniving little bastard. Oof. Okay, now we've got another great episode of Doctor Who. It's the Titanic episode. Love it. Was this a Christmas episode? It must have been. We have the angels themselves. No, I think rightfully earned the title. I'm going to put them. They were actually terrifying, the angels. Oh my good god. Then we have Max, the guy behind the angels and the crash. His head in a box. And he is going in the bottom tier because he also kills Kylie Minogue. Well, he doesn't. Kylie Minogue has to sacrifice herself to kill him. I'm not very happy about it personally. I love this episode. This is also the episode where Donna reunites with the Doctor. And this is why I created the second tier mostly. These are, without a doubt, the most adorable thing to come out of Doctor Who, hands down. And it's the adipose. And that was a weight loss drug that existed in this world. I wouldn't be mad about it if they were adorable things walking the street. I really wouldn't. I'd take one on one, would be living in my house, let's be honest. And then they're not technically the villains in this episode, but Nana. Is that her name? Nanny. I'm going to put her, and she's there. And then the next one we have is the Fires of Pompeii episode, and it's the one that's made out of rocks. I don't remember the name. Immediately, I don't really like that episode. That episode's very to me. Next one, we have the Sontarans. We have the Sontarans. The baked potatoes of the universe. They are rightfully earned the title of villain. Next one we have is the giant wasp from the Agatha Christie episode. I like that episode, but I don't like the villain. I think it's such an interesting episode, but I hate the fact that it's a fucking giant wasp. And then we have another great episode of Doctor Who. It's the library. It's the Vashta Narada. And it's the Vashta Narada. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, this is a fucking traumatising episode. Well, these are two episodes, one after another. We have the Vashta Narada, which are... You technically don't see the Vashta Narada because they hide in the shadows. They are the shadows. And if you stand in the shadows, you will die. So... Obviously the picture is the, hey, who turned out the lights guy, because he's a skull in the suit. And then the next episode is also an incredible fucking episode that made a comeback in Shooty's season as well. we had a sequel and a comeback, you know what I mean. And it's the Midnight. So you have the library episode, and immediately after you also have Midnight. And those are 2 episodes where we don't see what the monster looks like. And immediately, Midnight, terrifying. Midnight is fucking terrifying. Because here's the thing, the whole thing of not seeing the monster can go 2 ways. It can either be fucking awful and not effective whatsoever, or it can be incredible. And the library and Midnight do it so well. Because technically you are seeing something, but it's not the actual monster. Which is done so fucking well. And it's the second you realise she is talking before him. Oh! Oof. Such a good episode. Holy shit. Then we have one of the best episodes. Again, one of the best episodes of Doctor Who. We have the Infinity War before Infinity War was ever created episode, which is every companion, everyone and their mother comes back for this episode. And then we meet again Davros. Davros was fucking terrifying to look at, let's all be honest. What am I looking at? Like, I'm gonna put Davros in top tier. This one was a weird episode. It's the one where the bus goes to the other planet and they're in the sand, and like stingrays that can fly in the air are coming after them. Yeah, it's not a great episode, not gonna lie. Daniel Kaluuya's in that episode as well. So random. Listen, everyone has been in the fucking Doctor Who. It's a weird episode. I'm gonna put it in the bottom tier anyway. Next one. Ooh, again, great episode of Doctor Who. We have The Waters of Mars. I don't know what it was. Waters of Mars, like, you feel sick watching that. One of the best episodes. One of the best episodes of Doctor Who. It's so good. Fucking terrifying. The character design. Holy shit. And then the other one is, I don't know what the name of the episode is, but it's the Cyberman yet again, but it's the king. Is that what it is? The Cyberman king. And it's this woman. Can I just say, love that the Cyberman king's a woman, first and foremost. Yeah, she was fucking scary. The fact she has black eyes as well. But I'm going to put it rightfully in the title because she was very evil. Now, I am going to go very quickly and order them. Now, this is my finished tier list for the villains of Doctor Who. As I said at the beginning, these are only the 9th through 10th Doctor villains. And if you guys did like this video enough, comment down below and I will do a part 2 to this video of the and so forth villains that I haven't included in this one. But yeah, this was really fun. I'm reliving a lot of childhood trauma, so this was a really fun video to do, guys. Thanks so much for letting me do this. If you guys liked this video, please like and subscribe and comment down below what would you say is your top tier for the most traumatizing villains of Doctor Who. I would like to know, because as I have said in past videos when I've done Doctor Who videos, my opinion with Doctor Who is at its best when it is straight up horror and it is traumatizing children. 100%. Yeah, because like, look at this list. We all experienced this. So yeah, I would be very intrigued to know what your guys' in your opinion, what is the traumatizing, like the most terrifying, traumatizing villains in Doctor Who for you guys. I would be very intrigued to know, because I think especially with Doctor Who, because it's a show that a lot of us grow up with as kids. Also, I would really like to know which villain do you really love and think is adorable, because I think listen, I think the 3 I've got here very fair. Until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.